Tired of wrestling with slow, inconsistent development environments? What if you could tell an AI to spin up your entire cloud workspace, perfectly configured, in under 10 minutes? Imagine moving seamlessly between local coding and powerful cloud agents without missing a beat. By the end of this tutorial, you'll not only be able to instantly provision consistent, snapshot-ready cloud development environments with Cursor, but you'll also deploy intelligent subagents for specific, complex tasks and effortlessly transfer your entire coding context between your local machine and the cloud. This isn't just about faster coding. It's about a dramatically accelerated, consistent, and collaborative workflow that redefines how you build software. Let's be honest. Setting up a new development environment, or even just getting an existing one to work across a team, is often a soul-crushing time sink. You spend hours installing dependencies, debugging version conflicts, and praying your local setup matches production. It's the bane of every developer's existence. What most people do wrong is constantly try to wrangle their local machines into submission, installing a dozen different versions of Node, Python, or whatever framework is trending this week. This leads to "it works on my machine" syndrome, frustrating team members, and endless setup documentation that's always out of date. But what if there was a better way? Imagine a world where your development environment is an AI-managed, snapshot-ready entity living in the cloud. A world where you click a button and within minutes you have a perfectly configured, isolated workspace that's ready to go. No dependency hell, no "works on my machine" excuses, just pure, unadulterated coding. That's the promise of Cursor AI's cloud development environments, and today we're going to master them. To unlock this power, you'll need the latest version of Cursor AI. If you don't have it, pause this video, go to cursor.sh and download it. Once installed, simply log in to your Cursor account. Make sure your account has cloud features enabled. Usually this is standard for most paid tiers or trials, but it's worth a quick check in your account settings if you run into any issues. A quick gotcha to avoid: the very first time you spin up a cloud environment, it might take a few extra minutes. Cursor is provisioning dedicated resources for you in the background. But here's the magic. Every subsequent environment, or even just resuming an existing one, is near instantaneous. So don't be alarmed if that initial setup feels a touch slow. It's building the foundation for lightning-fast future deployments. All right, let's dive into the core technique. This is where the magic happens. First, open Cursor. You'll see a familiar interface. To create a new cloud environment, look for the File menu at the top, then select New Cloud Project. Cursor will then prompt you to link a GitHub repository. For this example, I'll link a repository named Simple Node API, which contains a basic Node.js application. Once linked, Cursor's main agent springs into action. You'll observe it automatically installing all necessary dependencies defined in your package.json or requirements.txt files, configuring your entire workspace, and even starting your development server if specified. You'll see terminal output showing npm install or pip install commands running automatically within the Cloud VM. In just a few moments, you'll have a fully operational coding environment accessible directly through Cursor. Now, here's where it gets really good. Let's say you have a complex task, like integrating a new payment gateway, and you want a specialized AI subagent to handle it, perhaps in its own isolated VM. In your Cursor terminal, simply type /incloud followed by your specific task. For instance, I'll type /incloud deploy a subagent to research and propose an optimal Stripe integration for the Simple Node API project. Cursor will provision a separate virtual machine, deploy a specialized subagent into it, and that subagent will begin its task, providing progress updates directly within your Cursor interface. This isolates the task and leverages dedicated resources for complex AI operations. This is the part most people miss: seamless context transfer. Imagine you're working locally on a bug fix, say fixing a CORS issue in Simple Node API/app.js. You realize it's a bit trickier than anticipated and want to leverage the cloud agent's full power. You can literally just open the same app.js file in your cloud environment, and the Cursor agent there will already be aware of the context from your local edits. You can then say something like, "AI,
refactor this CORS middleware to allow specific origins only based on environment variables. The agent takes over, leveraging the Cloud VM's processing power and immediate access to the environment, making the necessary changes directly in the cloud environment. Your local changes are instantly reflected, and the agent continues the task as if it started there. It's like having a co-pilot that can switch between a moped and a jet on demand. A key variable to adjust here is the Cloud VM's size. For simple scripting, a small VM is fine. For heavy AI tasks or large code bases, you'll want to experiment. You can adjust this when creating a new cloud project or in the project settings. Find the balance between performance and cost for your specific needs. Let's elevate your workflow even further. Power user trick number 1, creating reusable snapshots.
Once you've perfected a cloud environment, perhaps it's a specific stack for a microservice or a consistent testing setup, you can save a snapshot of it. Go to Cloud Projects in Cursor, right-click your active project, and select Create Snapshot. This creates an immutable image of your environment. Need to spin up an identical environment for a new feature branch or for a new team member? You can provision it from that snapshot in seconds. This ensures absolute consistency and dramatically speeds up project duplication or consistent testing. Power user trick number 2, integrating with your CI/CD pipelines. Imagine every time you push code, Cursor automatically spins up a cloud environment, runs your tests, and reports back. You can achieve this by using Cursor's command line interface, CLI tools, within your CI/CD scripts. For example, your GitHub Actions workflow could include a step that calls cursor-cloud create-from snapshot myperfectenv-run tests. This ensures your build and test processes are always standardized and isolated, preventing "it worked on my CI server but not on yours" issues. And for an even deeper integration, combine Cursor's cloud environments with GitHub triggers. Cursor now offers expanded GitHub triggers that can automatically provision new cloud environments. Say, for every new pull request on your main repository, Cursor can automatically spin up a dedicated, isolated cloud environment with that specific branch's code, ready for review or automated testing. This eliminates manual setup for code reviews and ensures every PR gets a pristine testing ground. You'll find these options in your Cursor project settings under Integrations. So, what does this actually look like in practice? Let's take a concrete example. Imagine a multi-service application, perhaps a front-end, a back-end API, and a database, all running in separate Docker containers. With Cursor's cloud environments, you can define this entire stack, spin it up in a disposable cloud VM, and then, using an AI subagent, successfully debug a complex interaction issue between your front-end and back-end. The AI can analyze logs from both services, propose fixes, and even apply them, all within that isolated cloud environment. You just point and it debugs. The time and money saved here are immense. Think about developer onboarding. Instead of days spent installing software and wrestling with conflicting versions, new hires can be productive in minutes by simply cloning a snapshot-based cloud environment. This eliminates costly local environment conflicts and frees up senior developers from constant support requests. It's not just a time saver, it's a cultural shift towards effortless consistency. Here are a few use cases you can try today. Remote pair programming. Spin up a shared cloud environment and 2 developers can instantly work on the same codebase with identical setups regardless of their local OS. 2. Standardizing environments for open source contributions. Provide a pre-configured cloud environment link for contributors, eliminating setup friction and encouraging more participation. 3. Rapid prototyping of new features. Quickly spin up a dedicated, isolated environment to test a new library or framework without polluting your local machine or existing projects. Cursor AI isn't just a tool, it's a paradigm shift in how we approach development, making consistency and collaboration not just possible, but effortlessly integrated into your workflow. If you're ready to supercharge your development workflow and banish environment headaches forever, give Cursor AI's cloud environments a try. This is just the beginning of what's possible when AI manages your infrastructure. Subscribe to AI Tips for more practical AI tutorials that will transform your coding and productivity. Next time, we'll dive into using